My husband, daughter, and I lived for quite a few years in Silver Spring, Maryland. We had a wonderful house. I love this home. But we had a flood that occurred because the county or the city had not removed leaves and garbage from a drain that was just down the road from us. And so after a big storm, it was actually the night Obama gave his big speech at the Democratic Convention when he was just a senator. The flood occurred, but we were the only house affected because of where the house was in the cul-de-sac. So every single thing in the basement, I mean, it didn't go up past the basement, but the basement where we had an apartment, and we had just taken all of my husband's early art making work and the first 5 years of the Dance Exchange, and had just put them all away down there. So we had a massive flood. And these materials, these are two of the things we saved from the flood. We had to, go to one of those places that takes care of mold and all that, and the stuff has been put through a lot, so it's okay to touch it. This one is from a folder called Russia 3. It took me many years to make the piece about Russia, and I had 3 major versions of it, so this is late in the work. It got better, I'm happy to say. And there's a clip on this one, and it says ending ideas. I haven't taken the clip off, I don't intend to. But it has, they're drawings, me drawing where it's funny to see this. Some of the drawings are just doodles, but where the dancers are going to go. And then I see a note to myself, can't you make everything simpler? That's a very good note. Forever. And then you get to this thing called Russian Abstract. And it looks like this. It's also one of the few things from the flood you can actually read. And here it says 1-3, 3 steps, half body, half arm. This is me attempting to actually notate how the body's going to move. There is something called lab annotation, and many dance archives use it. I'm more interested how individuals form this than the study of lab annotation. We can get into a big discussion of lab annotation in another time, but I think it's more interesting to see how actually each of us in our world attempts this. This is one of my actual journals. I kept, these ridiculous journals for years. They're unreadable, not because of the flood, but because I can't even read my own writing. Many of them were in the flood. Some, thankfully, were not. I'm grateful that the one that I kept while my mother was dying did not get lost. But they're kind of pretty with the flood, because you just see the writing lost. See how dense my writing is. But here we go again. This one has 8, rise to demi-point, 7 to 8, begin to melt down. These days I wouldn't say melt. I wouldn't do it. I would say, what is the body doing when it's melting? And I would be much more explicit on what is possible. But then, this is what I knew at that time. Breath, beginning, floor work starts with legs crossed, hands on knees, sink for 4 counts, grasp your knees, arch back, sink again, rhythm changes, blah, blah, blah. Like that. I think this came to an pinnacle 2 times in my work that you could look up if you want. In the Hallelujah Project, one of our sites was Jacob's Pillow, the most amazing dance festival, oldest one in the United States and one of the oldest ones in the world, started by Ted Shawn and later joined by Ruth St. Dennis. And we did one of our sites for Hallelujah was at Jacob's Pillow and called In Praise of Fertile Fields. And the idea that the fields, they have gorgeous gardens there, but that it was a garden for dance. And the piece is narrated by our dear, beautiful dancer, Martha Whitman, who read from the diary of the first cook. So the piece is anchored by the cook's description of the first 2 seasons when the cook is working with the gardens. And while we were researching this piece, though, we came across a document of Ted Shawn. And in it, he takes the song, We Are Climbing Jacob's Ladder, and he does exactly what I've done. That is to say, we are climbing, and then he gives the rules for what the dancer's supposed to do, or maybe he was documenting what they did do. Jacob's Ladder. And he did all the way through the song. It was one of the most, I would say, charming and delightful experiences to take this particular text of his with all of his descriptions, hand it off to the dancers. Each dancer fulfilled the rules precisely. None of them are the same. And it's just so beautiful the way we then were able to choreograph with this Bobby Ian, this amazing composer, playing his cello, playing that song, We Are Climbing Jacob's Ladder, and seeing this unfold. So even in the attempt to get specific, it just leads to enormous abundance, which I think is a wonderful thing.